Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Coffee Talk with Hosey. And just to let you guys know, I have an Instagram account specially created just for Coffee Talk with Hosey. So today we are going to talk about online dating, specifically from a Christian sister to another Christian sister. I think this whole online dating thing, as much as it has become a lot more familiar with many people, and I'm pretty sure a lot of us have tried it before, and it's not something that we can really talk very openly about in church, and it's not something that people really talk in depth about on the pulpit. And in my own relationship with different girls, whenever we talk about relationship, right, like online dating is something that we always never fail to bring up. So online dating, it's something that sometimes some people love, some people hate, some people embrace it, and some people shun it. A lot of different opinions out there. And personally, I've used it for like years, like many years, since I was in my 20s. Yeah, I'm still in my 20s now, but I have been using it, but I don't necessarily use it to want to get into a relationship, because generally I do enjoy getting to know people and to hear different people's stories, and I do appreciate the kind of people that I get to cross path with through the app. I've spoken to some of my friends, and some of them are actually pretty jaded and disappointed because the nature of online dating is such that it is so easy for people to just swipe, and it becomes it becomes just like an entertaining kind of thing, like it's to pass time, like Facebook. We just mindlessly scroll and scroll and scroll, and when it comes to online dating, you just swipe and swipe and swipe, and people aren't that intentional. I mean, there are people who are, but not many people. And so people get jaded because sometimes after they swipe, right, doesn't mean that they will have a conversation, and sometimes even the conversation is just so hard, and eventually it leads to nothing, and it can be very tiring and emotionally draining for some people who have certain expectations when they start using the app. Dating apps is honestly just another tool to get to know people, just like you get to know people in church. When you're studying, you get to know people in school. Now at work, you get to know people from your workplace, if you join any interest group, etc. But the truth is, as we grow older, we don't have that much time to go and do all these kind of other kind of activities to get to know people. We don't have that much avenue to get to know people, and also for some people, they just find it very hard to date in the workplace, and really around them, they just aren't eligible people. And I mean, let's just talk about the church, okay? From a woman's point of view, we all know that in church, the proportion of the guy to the girl is just lopsided. There's not enough guys to go around for the girls, and I mean, it might not even be the kind of guys that you're looking for, or the kind of girls that you're looking for. I think by now you can probably tell that I do advocate for online dating apps. But of course, it is very case-by-case basis, because for some people it might do more harm than good. But generally, I would tell people that, hey, it's fine. Go and explore, go and take a look if it is something that is for you. And of course, use your discernment, use your wisdom with regards to the kind of people that you match with and talk to. Don't put too much expectation on it. Like, just because you swipe and you match does not mean that you're gonna talk. And just because you talk does not mean that it's going to lead to a coffee. And just before you go for coffee, it doesn't mean that there's going to be chemistry and you actually would even like the person as a human being in general. So I feel like there's a lot of like kind of obstacles that you have to cross, and especially if you're a Christian, right? Just because the other person is a Christian, it honestly doesn't mean much. Sometimes those can be issue of what if both of you are from a different church, from a different denomination, like there are different hurdles to cross. So I would say, just keep your mind open and just go with the flow, and just make a friend. And just like making a friend even in the outside world, right? It's about being sincere. Get to know somebody for who they are, and as a friend, because you really don't know where it can lead to, whether it can be another date, or it could just be a friend, or it's somebody that you never want to see again. So for myself, because I boulder a lot, I actually do invite people to come and join me for bouldering because they have not tried it. So I just become that kind of bridge to so that they can try out the sport with somebody who already know this sport. I feel like dating apps also helps you to hone your social skills. it's a little bit of like a tension, you know, like as a woman and a man, how to do the dating dance. You're not gonna enter the dating field and immediately know how to gauge whether this is a good person, how to gauge this and gauge that. So it takes practice, and go out with people, get to know yourself, get to know what works for you, get to know what kind of guy you like, and just enjoy. The season of singleness is not gonna last forever. The season of singleness is a lot shorter than you think, especially if you're in your late 20s, in your early 30s. Because imagine if you get married, the rest of the next few decades is gonna be stuck with that one person. So make full use of the singleness. Sometimes I have people commenting to me that I don't understand why a person like you would need to use a dating app. Like, why not? I'm single, and just because I'm single, I can use it, full stop. Okay? Just be open, but don't be desperate. When I use it, I just swipe, but I don't really even know who I swipe with or I match with because I don't bother. Usually the guy is the one who initiates the conversation with me, and usually if anybody asks me out for coffee, I would go for it. Unless I think that person is creepy. When it comes to using online apps, if you want to very intentionally look for a partner or even just look for friends, like for myself, I also put in effort into my profile, right? There's this thing called the filtering process. Choose good pictures. You don't choose slutty pictures. Okay, no, that's a very bad word. You don't choose photos where it's gonna give a wrong impression, because there are different kinds of people on the app for different reasons, and like attract like. So if you're posting very, very skimpy photos, then don't be surprised if you get a lot of requests on like one night stand and like friends with benefit. I usually filter very early so that when somebody sees a profile, they wouldn't even bother swiping me. I'm not what they're looking for. So I usually will put in, you know, I'm not here for friends with benefit, I'm not here for one night stand. I will also say that I'm not looking for a relationship specifically, but I'm open to see where it's going. And I say this because I hate to lead people on. I don't want to play with anybody's emotions, and if somebody is so ready to want to find a partner and settle down, and I know that emotionally I'm not there, I wouldn't want to be wasting his time. I would rather he swipe left on me and go find somebody else. After talking with the person, you can roughly tell what his intentions are. Yeah, and generally if I think that there might be something going on, or even if I think that like he might be interested, I would almost always tell the person that I don't believe in sex before marriage, so that he knows that, you know, if he ever wants to explore dating with me or being in a relationship with me, like, there will not be sex involved. And this is a very, very big filtering process, because I have a lot of guys who actually are not able to withhold from having sex, so eventually we never hang out or we didn't continue talking, and that's great because let's not waste each other's time. And really, it's gonna sound very crude, but online dating apps is a numbers game. You might swipe 10 person, maybe only 2% talk to you, and out of the 2%, maybe only 1% asks you out for coffee, and for the 1% who asks you out for the 1% who asks you out for coffee, there might not even be chemistry. So just be chill, you know, be chill about it. Of the different apps that I've tried, there's Tinder, there's Coffee Meet Bagel, there is OkCupid. Yeah, so out of these three, CMB, I've heard even from people that they think that this is one of the better one, because CMB itself has got a good filtering process, and each day you have about maybe 10, I don't know, or lesser for you to swipe on as a girl, and the chat box will usually close in X number of days. So there's a little bit of sense of urgency for you to want to take it off the app if there is something going on, or even if there's chemistry. Tinder and OkCupid is more for, like, for me, for boredom, because you can swipe as many as you want, but the quality is really not as good lah. But you also get access to very interesting people. Yeah, so online dating, I would say, have really brightened up my life a lot. But once again, please use wisdom, please use discernment. But if you really need any advice or somebody to talk to, you can always come to me. You can always message me on my Instagram, and I would love to have a chat with you. So, okay, so this is just what I have to share today from my own experiences, and till the next time, bye!